Hello and welcome to a brand new adventure, and today we're down at the Standedge Canal Tunnel, but we're not here for that, we're here for all of them. We're going to be trekking through the tunnels, and as you can see I've got my oranges on, so we're going to be hopefully trying out my brand new torch and this camera in the tunnels and see how it deals with that as we make our way through and give you lot a nice tour of everything within the Standedge Tunnels. So here we are at the Diggle end of the Standedge Tunnel, or the Canal Tunnel anyway. You've just got the railway lines on that little embankment just there, and then obviously the canal right behind me here. So you've officially got 3 railway tunnels that run through the hills, only one in use, and the canal tunnel as well, so there's 4 in total. Now this obviously is the canal tunnel that heads through, right through to the Marsden side, which is about 3.25 miles in length, so it's pretty long. Now we're starting at this end, which is the Diggle end, and then we're going to head through backwards and hopefully get as much footage as we can throughout all 4 tunnels. We're currently stood on top of the canal portal, which is just behind us, and right there you can see the live railway tunnel, which is what is used today to head underneath the Pennines from Leeds to Manchester. And then just to the right through those trees you can see 2 yellow signs. They're the original 2 railway tunnels. And like I said, the canal tunnel is actually behind us over here, and it starts just beyond these trees here, and you head underneath already. So when you get to the railway tunnels you're already underneath it. We've got a train coming. So there you go, you Trans-Pennine Express from Manchester to Leeds, no doubt. So again, we're on the same bridge just above the old railway lines, which would have been under here. The current live one is just down there. And there used to be an old station down there, which we will take a look at shortly, on the old lines. And apparently you used to access it from up here on the bridge. And you can just see where the brickwork changes there. That would have been the actual steps, or the entrance down to the platforms, which we believe were on this side. And it was like an island platform. And the really baffling thing as well, you've got all these culverted watercourses that run underneath the tunnels as well, or alongside. They all intercross at some point, which is very weird. The tunnels, the railway tunnels, are actually up there, and the canal tunnel is behind us. But then down here you've got this other tunnel which carries, well, a stream through the site. And now we're walking on the old track bed for one of the 2 older tunnels, which are not in use obviously. And you can see the yellow sign up ahead for the tunnel entrance, and then the other line would have been on this side here. It all looks very different now, and I believe this is where the island platform was on the left here, right in the middle. You can actually see a lot of discarded things and a big mound of rubble in there, so they've obviously just turned that over at some point. Yeah, it's very surreal to be next to a live railway line, but at the same time on an old abandoned one. And just as we get through towards the abandoned tunnel, you can see all this rubble here piled up, which is probably, in fact I'm pretty confident, is from the old station building. And look at that lovely tiled floor there. Yeah, I'm reckoning this was part of the original station.
We've got some pellets anyway. One way back to side.
Well, here we are, we've reached the south portals for the original Standedge Tunnels, which are the 2 old railway ones, the up and down. And then just behind me is an old railway building right here. So we stood where the station would have been when you came out of the tunnels, and we've just seen back there the old destroyed island platform that was up there. This, obviously, as you can see on top, would have had a big water tank on it. And this building is abandoned, so let's see if we can see inside there. And here's a good place to show you. So there is the old railway tunnel entrances, the old building in the middle. And then right there, you've got the live railway line, which is in use today. And we've got the watercourse right in the middle here, which runs through the site. And the canal tunnel is somewhere already underneath the tunnels or somewhere alongside it. It's hard to work out where exactly it is. We'll try to figure it out. But while we're here, let's just have a quick look inside this abandoned building here. So this would have probably been some kind of railwayman's hut. And as you can see, it's in a bit of a sorry state today. You've got some old fences and things down here. Lots of graffiti as always. And old pipes into the ground, which probably lead into the stream that's flowing past. But this would have been right at the mouth of the tunnels. Well, it is. Let's head through here. And there you go. So it had a huge water tank on the roof as well, which is still there, or half of it is. Got a picnic table in here. Come in and have your sandwiches in this horrible surrounding. I don't think I would. Yeah, you can watch, you could do some train spotting in here, I'll tell you that. But it is private land here, so don't be coming down, I was only joking. But yeah, you can do some serious train spotting if you're into that, of the live line there. And if you're into ghost stories, you could watch some ghost trains come out of these ones. So there you go, nice close up there of the two original tunnel portals and what would have been the station right there. I'm not sure what the plan is today. I am being shown around by Network Rail and it's I'm just going with the flow basically, so I'm going to film everything I can and bring it to you guys so you don't have to go in, not that you can. In fact, just to mention while we're in here, you can see the serious girders there to hold up or to support the water tank, which would be very, very heavy above. And you can see one of the old water pipes here, which has been destroyed. Yeah, so this would have probably been used to fill the steam trains back in the day. So here we go, at the tunnel entrances. And again, the live railway tunnel is the other side of this building. So we're going to make our way down the original, the oldest one here, and then at some point cross over into this one. So let's get our torches out and get inside. Okay, we're inside the oldest of the railway tunnels. Now, looking down there, it's so surreal. It looks like it's in a straight line. You can actually see what we think is light at the other end, which is hard to comprehend when it's 3¼ miles away. But it looks, and you won't see it on the camera, but it looks not that far at all. But as we learned with the Saddleworth tunnel that we did with Martin Zero, it goes on forever and ever. But we know for definite it's 3¼ miles, so it is a long way, but it doesn't look it when you're looking at the light. So just at the entrance to the portal here, you can see the original stone blocks here and how big they are. And then it just changes right here into the brick lining of the tunnel. I'll just show you a better shot of that. And then as we head down here, I'll try to show you the length, but you can just see, well, you can just see the other side of the light coming in. I don't think you will on the camera. It doesn't look that far, but I'm going to guarantee it is. First refuge on the right there. And then some old brickwork. You can see there probably was a little tunnel through or some kind of watercourse maybe. And you can see the water channel just down here, which is currently carrying the flood water through. Yeah, this is just completely empty. It's in good nick. but it's just completely empty, as you would expect. So we've got number 9 there, which is obviously a marker on the wall. And apparently it's measured in chains, as they do on the railways. So let's see how many we get to when we get to the other side. I've got a feeling it's going to be a lot. And just at this section here, you can see where they've done repairs in the past to shore the tunnel up. Even though they don't use it today, it's nice to keep it maintained. So here we go, you can see a little adit there, which carries the water through. So that will go through to the other tunnel, which is probably 20 feet away on the other side. I'd love to get you a shot inside. Let's see if we can. There you go. You can just see in there. Yeah, that carries the water through. And I've just been told as well, when they were constructing the tunnels, they would have probably used these to transfer the spoil through as well. Yeah, look at this, how spooky is it? This reminds me of the scene in Ghostbusters, if you remember it, when you're walking through the old subway tunnel and they heard the ghost train coming, and you could hear the voice. Yeah, it looks pretty far away now. If you look down there, you can see the entrance of where we came in. It looks a long way, but it's probably only a few hundred yards, that. But we're still not getting any closer to the light at the end of the tunnel. Now you can, because it's dark, you can actually see the light. If I zoom in for you now, you can see it there, because it's pitch black in here now. It's so spooky. It's nice though. And we've got our first adit, which is number 1. So these are built to link the tunnels, as you can see. Let me just turn the torch up a bit. So all these are crossing between both tunnels all the way up, and then there is other ones in there which cross to the canal tunnel and the live tunnel, so they're all interconnected in some way. Right, so let's head through. We're going to go into the second tunnel now on the left side, which is the newer one. Now check this out. You can see some old ballast down there on the floor. There we go. So we're now in the other tunnel, and you can actually see a flashing light up there. I just turned the torch off. That's probably a beacon of some sort for the canal tunnel, because I do believe they drive through here in vehicles to shadow boats as they go through the canal tunnel, and they can use them for emergencies and such. Yeah, the torch back on. And then look down this way. So again, you can see where we came in, just down there. And then there's another adit on the right hand side there, which we'll take a look at. Just back at this one. So this is where we have just come through from the older of the 2 tunnels next door. This is now the newer, but not the newest. Now on my own in this one. It's so spooky to be stood in a railway tunnel all by yourself. But anyway, let's go back and join the guys and then head through the other adit into the canal tunnel. I'm looking forward to that. It's an old adit here. You can see the rock as they've cut it out of the the rock, and then chisel the way through. It does kind of slope down a bit, and if you just look down there, you can see some block work at the bottom and some collapsed rocks in the middle. Yeah, this would have probably been used for construction back in the day, for the canal tunnel or for the railway tunnels. And then if you go through there, on the other side of that wall will be the Standedge Canal Tunnel, which is a bit lower down than we are. So all of what I've been telling you about the tunnels, I think I might have got it wrong. I misheard him. So this tunnel we're in, which is the middle one, between the canal and the other railway tunnel is the original one, we think. And the first one we went in was the newer of the two old ones. It's getting very confusing. And then the canal tunnel is obviously to my left, and the railway tunnel, the live railway tunnel, is to the left of that. So all four of them are parallel pretty much. So you've got the live railway, the canal tunnel, the oldest railway tunnel, and then the newer oldest railway tunnel. Ooh, I can hear a rumble. There's a train passing. So when they built the canal tunnel there, they would have used these tunnels or adits to bring the spoil through into this tunnel and then transport it out. And then the same when they built the other railway tunnel on the other side, they would have brought the rubbish or the spoil into here and transported it out. And then the newer one on the other side, well, they would have used modern technology for that. So if you think about it, of all these tunnels, if this one is the oldest, then it's quite old, because the canal tunnel is fairly old. I'm going to put all the dates in and bore you with all that later, but the live railway tunnel, which is the newer of the four, was built in 1894, I believe. And so, I mean, that is old. And you think these are a lot older than that. Okay, now it's getting really exciting. As you can see up there, we've got another adit. This one says live railway tunnel. And we ain't going in anywhere near that. But we're just going to show you in here because there's something I want you to see. So this one is a walkable adit. You can actually head through this. And we've got a little surprise right in the middle. So this shows you what you're about to see, or how the layout works. So you've got the railway tunnel behind me, the one behind that, and then as we come into here, we've got the canal tunnel right in the middle on the lower level. So this is the Standedge narrowboat canal tunnel. There you go. How weird is that? Try to show you a nice little shot in there and get my torch right. So there you go. I'll try to get you lower down. There you go. That's where the narrowboats go through towards Marsden. And the same on this side. Let's try to light it up again. It's really hard because of the different levels. Yeah, as you can see, the canal tunnel is probably, I don't know, 15 feet lower than the railway tunnels. And then we're not going to go any further than this because that tunnel there, as you can see, is the live railway tunnel, which is very, very scary to think. So there's two lines there heading through from Manchester to Leeds. But I will zoom in for you so you can see it. But I'm not going to head into there because trains are going to be hurtling through there at probably 70, 80 mile an hour. Now, wouldn't it be good if we saw one? Perfect. That was surreal because the wind picked up something rotten, because this tunnel is obviously like an air adit as well between the other tunnels, and the wind just absolutely rushed through and then died down straight away. But anyway, this is probably my favourite bit in the tunnels so far. Well, thank you very much for joining us here at the Standedge Tunnels. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.